Welcome friends. In the next lecture on inverse Laplace transform, in the previous lecture we have discussed the problems based on inverse Laplace transform where we apply the partial fraction. In today's lecture also we are going to practice more problems on the same topic. In the previous we have just simply seen the problems where the quadratic terms are involved, where the linear factors are involved. Problems we would like to discuss where we are going to see some repeated factors and mixture of the quadratic also. Let's begin with the same. We will discuss a next problem. The problem is find the inverse Laplace transform of 1 upon s square into s plus 1. As I discussed, we are going to see the problem where the repeated factors are observed. So here I have to find the inverse of this particular. Now how to calculate the partial fraction of this? So this is a upon s plus b upon s square plus c upon s plus 1. If a particular factor repeats say 3 times, then we get a upon s plus b upon s square plus c upon s cube. Here the s is a factor which is going to repeat 2 times. Therefore, we have a term s square. So the term which is going to repeat, suppose say n times, then there are n terms associated with it. Here n is 2, hence there are 2 terms associated with it. Therefore, 1 is equal to a into s square, but see, I want the same denominator here. Out of this denominator only s is present, we require s square, so I need to multiply it by s, and another term is s plus 1. So these are the terms missing with the a denominator, plus b into, now see, s square is present, s plus 1 is missing, plus c into s square, this way. Okay, now we'll make a substitution. Put s is equal to minus 1. Because of this both the terms are going to be a 0, only this last term will survive. 1 is equal to c into minus 1 square. So this implies c equals to 1. Now we'll make another substitution. Say put s is equal to 0. When I substitute s as a 0, 0 into the entire term is going to be a 0. Here also 0 into c becomes a 0. Hence 1 is equal to b into bracket 1 plus 1. Sorry, 0 plus 1. So this implies b also equals to 1. Now you have it. Now to find the value of a, there is no direct substitution available. So you have a choice. You can compare the coefficient of s square. You can compare the coefficient of s, but no constant term. Because when I simplify this term, I will get a into s square plus as into 1. That is as. So there is no constant term at all. So either you can compare the coefficient of s or s square. So here we will compare coefficients of s square. So a into s, that becomes as square. Hence the coefficient is a. Here c into s square, the coefficient is c. And here there is no square term present on the left side. Left hand side also we don't have the s square term, so the coefficient is 0. Now what is the value of c? C is 1. Substitute it here, we get a equals to minus 1. Therefore we get 1 upon s square into s plus 1 is equal to minus 1 upon s plus 1 upon s square plus 1 upon s plus 1. Okay, now taking the inverse Laplace on the both sides, L inverse of 1 upon s square into bracket s plus 1 is equal to minus L inverse of 1 upon s plus L inverse of 1 upon s square plus L inverse of 1 upon s plus 1. Now what is their inverses? So here it is, inverse of 1 upon s is 1 plus inverse of this is, yes, t. Okay, is it only t? Can anyone tell us what is the inverse Laplace transform of L inverse of 1 upon s raised to n if n is a positive integer? Can anyone tell me the answer? Yes, it is correct. It is inverse Laplace of 1 upon s square is given by t raised to n minus 1 divided by n minus 1 factorial. Now here, what is n? It is 2. So we have t raised to 2 minus 1, that is t raised to 1 divided by 2 minus 1 factorial, that is 1. So are you clear with this? So we are getting here t plus inverse of this is e raised to minus t. I think this is a quite simple problem than the previous one. Now I'll just go with some different example which was asked in the university also. Write down, find inverse Laplace transform of, find the inverse of s square plus 2s minus 4 divided by s square plus 2s plus 5 into s square plus 2s plus 2. This one. Now to find the inverse of this particular term, we have to go for the partial fraction. Of course, as there is a product of two quadratic terms in the denominator, so I'll write them separately. S square plus 2s minus 4 whole divided by s square plus 2s plus 5 into another bracket s square plus 2s plus 2. So this is equals to. Now what you will do, first I'll just go for a into s plus b divided by my first term in the denominator, from the denominator, s square plus 2s plus 5. For second quadratic term, again I have the same structure in the numerator, cs plus d, and the term is s square plus 2s plus 2. On cross multiplication, we have this one, as plus b into another bracket s square plus 2s plus 2 plus cs plus d into another bracket s square plus 2s plus 5. Okay. Now the question comes, how to find these four constants? It's quite interesting job, is it? So let's do the simplification first. As into this bracket, we have as cube plus 2a into s square plus 2a into s plus b into s square plus 2b into s plus 2b. Now for this, c into s cube plus 2c into s square plus 5c into 5c into s plus d into s square plus 2d into s plus d into 5. Yeah, this is me. Now why I directly go for this kind of a simplification? Why I not done the same in the previous example or even in all previous examples? See, as far as possible, I am just going to focus specifically on substitutions for the values. Substitution for the particular value s or x, whatever involved in your problem. But here is the problem where the substitution is not feasible. Why not feasible? The question is, can you tell me the real roots of this, or say the integer roots of this particular polynomial? No. Or even, can you factorize this as a linear factors? Say s minus alpha, where alpha is any positive integer or negative integer, whatever it is. No, we cannot. The same thing for the second one also. Hence, the only choice is you have to perform the partial fraction with the help of quadratic factors. So I have done the same. Now, if I go for any substitution, then the substitution is usually a real number, integer mainly. As there is no root for this 2 factor which is an integer, hence the substitution is not feasible. Now only thing is you have to go for the verification of the coefficients. See, here is a s cube, here also s cube. Compare s cube terms. Compare coefficients of s cube. On the left side there is no s cube, so 0 is equal to a plus c. Next, compare the coefficient of a square. So there is a square on the left side, which is 1. 2a, here b plus 2c plus 2d. 2b plus 2c plus 2d. Okay. Next is compare the coefficients of s. So on the left side, yes, there is a coefficient 2. Here it is 2a. 2 is equal to 2a plus 2b plus 5c plus 2d. And finally, compare the coefficients of, not coefficient, compare the constant term. That's correct. So on the left, the constant term is -4. There is no constant here. Okay, now I'm getting 2b as a constant term, and finally 5d as a constant, this way. So this means you have the total 4 equations having the constants a, b, c, d, which are unknown for you, and you are supposed to calculate them. Now what we can do it? What we can do here? The thing is, either you can find the value of a in terms of c and b in terms of d from this. Substitute in both the equations, you will get the reduced form of the equations. A you are replacing by c, and b you are replacing by d. So these two equations becomes in terms of c and in terms of d. We are getting these 4 equations right now. So from this you can derive the value of a in terms of c. From this you can derive b in terms of d, and you can make a substitution in this, and you will get 2 equations in terms of c and d. Now solve them simultaneously and derive the values of a, b, c and d. Okay. So I'm just leaving the further part on you, that you have to find out the values of a, b, c and d. And once you get the values of a, b, c and d, substitute them here, you will get these 2 terms separately. And then what you do is, before you proceed for getting inverse Laplace, you try to get a perfect square of a's terms in the denominator, and the same terms can be adjusted in the numerator part. That means you have to apply the first shifting in the same problem. Okay, I'll just give you the direct values for a, b, c, d here. Here a is 0, the value of b is say 3, c is 0, and the value of d is -2. So hence what I'm getting, s square plus 2s minus 4 divided by a square plus 2s plus 5 into another bracket s square plus 2s plus 2 is equal to, as a is a 0, thus entire term going to be a 0. So we have 3 divided by s square plus 2s plus 5 plus c is 0, hence we have d is -2, so I'll just write a minus in here. 2 divided by s square plus 2s plus 2. Now further one can say s square plus 2s plus 5 can be adjusted like as a square plus 2s plus 1 plus 4. Hence this is s plus 1 bracket square plus 4. And the second term, that is a square plus 2s plus 2, can be adjusted as a square plus 2s plus 1 plus 1. Hence this is s plus 1 bracket square plus 1. And this is equal to 3 divided by s plus 1 bracket square plus 4 minus 2 divided by s plus 1 bracket square plus 1. Now taking the inverse Laplace on the both sides, L inverse on the left hand side, into a square plus 2s plus 2 is equal to L inverse of 3 divided by s plus 1 square plus 4 minus L inverse of 2 divided by s plus 1 square plus 1. So my answer becomes, this is equals to, this plus 3 I am taking outside. Now plus 1 also I am taking outside, and its impact is e raised to minus t into L inverse of 1 upon s square plus 4 minus 2 also outside, e raised to minus t into L inverse of 1 upon s square plus 1. So this is equals to 3 into e raised to minus t into 1 by 2 sine 2t. Okay, minus 2 into e raised to minus t into sine t. So this is our answer. So I have just leave this particular part on you for getting the coefficient values, that is getting the partial fraction for this particular example. Okay, thank you everyone.